प्रिय सज्जनों, नमस्कार और सुस्वागतम. Warm welcome to each and everyone and my humble prostrations. Could we all kindly stand for Arati? Bhakti सहित, प्रेम सहित और श्रद्धा सहित, with love and faith and devotion we join together in Hanuman ji ki आरती. आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
जाके बल से गिरिवर कांपे, रोग दोष जाके निकट न झांपे. अंजनी पुत्र महाबलदाई, संतन के प्रभु सदा सहाई.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
देवीरा रघुनाथ बैठाए, लंका जारी सियास दिलाए. लंका सुकोट समुद्र सिखाए, जात पवन सुत पार न लाए.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
लंका जारी असुर संहारे, सिया राम जी के काज सवारे. लक्ष्मण मूर्छित पड़े सतारे, आनी सजीवन प्राण वारे.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
बैठी पाताल तोरी चमकारे, अहि रावण की भुजा उखारे. बाएं भुजा असुर दल मारे, दाहिने भुजा संत जन तारे.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
सुर नर मुनि आरती उतारे, जय 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 हनुमान उचारे. कंचन थार कपूर लाओ छाई, आरती करत अंजना माई.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
जो हनुमान जी की आरती गावे, बसी बैकुंठ परम पद पावे. लंका विध्वंस कीन रघुराई, तुलसीदास प्रभु की रति गाई.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला
बोलो पवन सुत हनुमान की। अपने आसन पर बैठ जाइए। प्लीज बी सीटेड। Praise Sajjano, once again, a warm welcome to each and every one of you all here this evening, the second night of our 29th Hanuman Jayanti festival right here in our community. As we begin with the Vedic mantras or the recitation of the Vedic chandas and mantras from the Taittiriya Aranyaka, and we're going to do Purusha Suktam. It's one of the most recited Suktam in Sanatan Dharma. Om Tat Chayyoravrinemahe
गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शञ्चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपात् स भूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठत् दशाङ्गुलं पुरुष एवेदगं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उदामृतत्वस्येशानः यदन्नेनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा अतो ज्यायागश्च पूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वा भूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादूर्ध्व उतैः पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि तस्मात् विराड जायत विराजो अधिपुरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यत पश्चात् भूमिमथो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमतन्वत वसन्तो अस्यासीदाज्यम् ग्रीष्म इद्मः शरद्धविः सप्तास्यासन् परिधयः त्रिसप्तः समिदः कृताः देवा यज्ञं तन्वानाः अबध्नन् पुरुषं पशुं तयज्ञं बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयचन्त साध्या ऋषयश्च ये तस्माद् यज्ञात् सर्वभूतः सम्भृतं पृषदाशं पशुगस्तागश्चक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये तस्माद् यज्ञात् सर्वभूतः ऋचः सामानि जग्निरे छन्दागंसि जग्निरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त ये केचोभयादतः गावोह जग्निरे तस्मात् जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यददुः कथिधा व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौ बाहु का भूरूपादावुच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः ऊरुतरस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यां शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षो सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणात् वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षं शीर्ष्णोद्यौ समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिशः श्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागम अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिवदन् यदास्ते धाता पुरस्ताद्यमुदाचहार शक्रप्रविद्वान् प्रदिशश्चतस्रः तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते हनाकं महिमानः सचन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्या सन्ति देवाः अभ्यः सम्भूतः पृथिव्यैरसा च विश्वकर्मणः समवर्ततादि तस्य त्वष्टा विदधद्रूपमेति तत्पुरुषस्य विश्वमाजानमग्रे वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्तः अजायमानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य धिया परिजानन्ति योनिं मरीचीनां पदमिच्छन्ति वेदसः यो देवेभ्य आतपति यो देवानां पुरोहितः पूर्वो यो देवेभ्यो जातः नमो रुचाय ब्राह्मये रुचं ब्राह्मं जनयन्तः देवा अग्रे तदब्रुवन् यस्त्वैवं ब्राह्मणो विद्यात् तस्य देवा असन्वशे रीष्यते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्यो अहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपम् अश्विनौ व्यातम् इष्टं मणिषाण अमुं मणिषाण सर्वं मणिषाण ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Sita Ram Jai Jai Shri Ram
Jai Ram Shri Ram Sita Ram Jai Jai Ram
Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Sita Ram Jai Jai Shri Ram
Jai Ram Shri
Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Sita Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Sita Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Sita Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Sita Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram.
Syavar Ramchandra ki Jai. Just pass two mics for Vani and for Trisha. Anish, you can give them one. Yeah. Let us all join together in the Hanuman Chalisa. 43 verses, 40 chaupaya or 3 dohe. Glorifying the greatness of Shri Hanuman Ji. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhari Barno Raghuvar Vimal Yash Jodayak Phalchari Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohi Harahu Kalesh Vikar Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Raghunandan, Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Raghunandan, Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Raghunandan, Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Raghunandan, Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar,
Jai Kapish Tihu Lok Ujagar.
Ram Dut Ajulit Baldhama,
Anjali Putra Pavan Sut Rama.
Mahavir Vikram Bajrangi,
Kumati Nivar Sumati Ke Sangi.
Kanchan Varan Viraj Suvesha.
Karan Kundal Kunchit Kesha.
Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Raghunandan, Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Raghunandan, Jai Siya Ram.
हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे,
Kaje Bhoj Jane Saje.
शंकर सुवन केशरी नंदन,
तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन.
विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर,
राम काज करिबे को आतुर.
प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया.
राम लखन सीता मन बसिया.
जय जय राम, जय जय राम, जय रघुनंदन, जय सिया राम.
जय जय राम, जय जय राम, जय रघुनंदन, जय सिया राम.
सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा,
विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा.
भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे,
रामचंद्र के काज सवारे.
लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए,
श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए.
रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई।
तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे,
हस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे।
सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा,
नारद शारद सहित अहीसा।
यम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाँ ते,
कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते।
तुम उपकार सुग्रीव कीन्हा,
राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना,
लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना।
युग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु,
लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु।
प्रभु मुद्रिका मेल मुख माही,
जल दिलांगी गए अचरज नाही।
दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते,
सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
राम तुम्हारे तुम रखवारे,
होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे।
सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा,
तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना।
आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे,
तीनों लोग हाथ टेका पे।
भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे,
महावीर जब नाम सुनावे।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
नाशय रोग हरे सब पीड़ा,
जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा।
संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे,
परक्रम वचन ज्ञान जो लावे।
सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा,
तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा।
और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे,
सोई अमित जीवन पर पावे।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा,
है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा।
साधु संत के तुम रखवारे,
असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे।
अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता,
असवर दीन जानकी माता।
राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा,
सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे,
जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे।
अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाई,
जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई।
देवता चित्त न धरई।
हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई।
संकट कटे मिटे सब पीड़ा।
जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई।
कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई।
शत बार पाठ कर कोई।
जो देहि बंदी महासुख होई।
जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा।
होय सिद्धि साधी गौरीसा।
तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा।
की जय नाथ हृदय महाडेरा।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
पवन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसं सुरभूप। जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय बजरंग बली हनुमान।
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 बोलो पवन सुत हनुमान की। Before we go into Sundarkand of the Ramcharitramanas, the Mangalacharan. वर्णानाम अर्थ संघानाम रसानाम छंदसामपि मंगलानाम च कर्तारो वंदे वाणी विनायको भवानी शंकरौ वंदे श्रद्धा विश्वास रूपिणो याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वान्तस्तमीश्वरम् वन्दे बोधमयं नित्यं गुरुं शंकर रूपिणम् यमाश्रितो हि वक्रोऽपि चन्द्र सर्वत्र वन्द्यते सीताराम गुणग्राम पुण्यारण्य विहारिणो वन्दे विशुद्ध विज्ञानो कवीश्वर कपीश्वरो ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री शिवशंकराय नमः। ओम श्री दुर्गायै नमः। ओम श्री सीतायै नमः। ओम श्री रामचंद्राय नमः। ओम श्री हनुमते नमः। Om Shri Tulasidasaya Namaha. Last night we were looking at the whole concept of Atma Vishwas, self-confidence. Tonight we are going to take up a topic of the ego and the enemies within the individual. There are 6 enemies within the human personality. It's not someone on the outside who is my enemy. The enemy is within me. And these enemies, we all know them. Kama, Krodha, Mada, Lobha, Moha, Matsarya. These are the 6 enemies that destroy us from within. The body begins to decay from within. The enemy from within begins to destroy the individual from within. Ravana, his greed, his lust, his desire, his anger, his arrogance, his mother, intoxication, infatuation, vanity. All these are part of their different aspects of the enemy from deep within. And when an individual has one, all 6 are attached. Likewise, if an individual has one virtue, all the rest of virtues come along. And we are going to see from Sundarkanda, the Ramcharitramanas, Ravana, having kidnapped, having abducted, having taken Sita Maya by force, the arrogance, the greed, the anger, the hypocrisy, all this overpowered his thinking ability, his right judgment, Viveka. And what happened? The moment the ego becomes more powerful, all reasoning is lost completely. In chapter 2, verses 62 and 63 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the ladder of self-destruction of man. And when we see the self-destruction of man, it's not because someone else has caused that. It is you and I have caused that within ourselves. And that is from within. The 6 enemies. In chapter 2, verses 62 and 63. Dhyayate Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Bhijayate Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha Sammohat Smriti Vibhramaha Smriti Bhramshad Buddhinashaha Buddhinashat Pranashyati. In Bhaja Govindam, the ladder of self-upliftment. Sat Sangatve Nissangatvam Nissangatve Nirmohatvam Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam Nischalatatve Jivan Muktihi. So one is a ladder of self-destruction from the Gita. One is a ladder of self-upliftment from Bhaja Govindam. You and I have the ability within us to uplift ourselves or degrade ourselves. In chapter 6, verse 5 of the Gita, the call of the Gita, the call of the Upanishads. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadet. Uplift yourself, O man. Never degrade yourself. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadet. Atmeva hyatmano bandhuhu. Atmeva ripuratmanah. You yourself is your friend. You yourself is your enemy. The individual who has allowed himself to be pulled down is his enemy. And the individual who has allowed himself to be uplifted is his best friend. The call of the Gita. Never to remain static, never to degrade yourself, but always uplift yourself. That's the call of the scriptures. They call for man to evolve. They call for man to uplift himself from all different perspectives. So, We are going to see that very same scenario here in the Ramcharitamanas, the Sundarakand. काम क्रोध मद लोभ सब नाथ नरक के पंथ, रामा नाथ नरक के पंथ, सब परिहरि रघुबीर ही, भजहु भजहि जहि संत, रामा। काम क्रोध मद लोभ सब नाथ नरक के पंथ, रामा नाथ नरक के पंथ, सब परिहरि रघुबीर भजहु भजहि जहि संत, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम। सियावर रामचंद्र जी की जय, शरणम शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम। सियावर रामचंद्र की। In the Ramcharitamanas in Doha 38 of Sundarkand, Tulsidas ji writes, Kam, Krodha, Mad, Lobha. He has only mentioned 4. When 4 is mentioned, it means also the rest, they are also mentioned. Sab. Sab means all. So, Kama, Krodha, Mad, Lobha. 4. Sab. All rest. Nath Narak ke Panth. These are the enemies from deep within that will take us to the gutters in life. And when they take us to the gutters in life, we will see individuals in life who are so downtrodden. Sometimes we feel compassionate towards them. But each individual has to go through their own karma. Each individual has to go through their own karma. No matter how much you help such individuals, they will still remain in the gutters in life. All because of their karma. And they want to remain there. They don't want to uplift themselves. And when you see individuals like these, it's an indication to us. We should learn the art of how to uplift ourselves and never to degrade ourselves. They're not bad people. It's just they want to remain in the gutters in life. So, these are the gateways. These are the 6 pathways that will take us to the gutters of life. Kama, desires, lust. Krodha, anger. Mada, intoxication, infatuation, vanity. Lobha, greed. Moha, delusion. Matsarya, jealousy. These are the 6 gateways, the 6 pathways, the 6 avenues that will pull us down into the gutters. But these sab parihari raghubirahi bhajahu bhajahi jehi sant. But all these decorate the personality of Sri Ram because he has control over these 6 enemies. And that's the difference. The name given to Bhagwan Ram, Dashrath and Dashanana, Ravana. Dasha means 10. Ratha means a chariot. An individual who has these 10 chariots, the 10 sense organs. Pancha Karma Indriya, Pancha Jnana Indriya. The 5 organs of action. The hands, the feet, the faculty of speech, organs of reproduction, organs of excretion. And the Pancha Jnana Indriya, the 5 organs of perception. The eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue and the skin. These 10 sense organs are like 10 chariots, vehicles. They can pull us into a different direction. You are sent on a mission, but you see a beautiful painting, you see a beautiful girl, you see an attractive boy. What happened? We forgot our mission and we are caught up in Maya. होता है, यही तो जिंदगी है ना, जीवन तो ऐसे ही है. Life is like that. We lose track of the goal of life. We need someone, the teacher, we need the guru, we need the elders, we need the parents to pull us back on track. So Ravana, he is called Dashanan. And Raja Dasharath is called Dasharath because he is the one who has 10 chariots, but he's in control of the 10 chariots, the 10 sense organ. Raja Dasharath. But that individual who cannot control the 10 sense organs, they are called dashanana, Ravana. Ask yourself which category you fall under. I know which category I fall under. Under dashanan, Ravana. So, all these 10 sense organs and the 6 enemies within, they adorn the personality of Sri Ram. They are like ornaments. Emotions and sentiments are 2 beautiful ornaments of the human personality. But if we are extremely emotional and sentimental, they are no longer ornaments to the human personality. We are endowed with such faculties. It so happens that we allow ourselves to become over-emotional and over-sentimental. And we can't function efficiently in the world. So kama, desires, Ravana, his greed, his lust, his desire for others. In Ishavasya Upanishad, the very first verse of the Ishavasya Upanishad, Ishavasyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjithaha ma griddha kasya sviddhanam. Do not covet that of another. Exactly what Ravana did. Ravana caused his own demise because of kama, lust or desire. Krodha, he allowed anger to overpower his judgment. A leader like Ravana does not exist for long in life, in any society. Why? Because he has caused his own demise very quickly because of his arrogance. Never willing to listen to any advice. And here in the Chaupais to follow, they are all in parliament. Ravana, the king of the country, and all the ministers were present there. And what happened? All took their seat and sat and waited for their time to give their speech. And when the youngest of the brothers, Vibhishana, when he was given the opportunity to speak, and they asked him what? His view of the scenario. These are the words of Tulsidas ji in Sundarkand of the Ramcharitramanas. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Mangal Bhavan Amangal Hari. Raghunath Dasharath Ajir Vihari. तात राम नहीं नर भूपाला, भुवनेश्वर कालहु करताला।
श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम
हनुमंता श्री राम
जय राम जय जय राम
व्यापक अजित अनादि अनंता
श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम
जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम
सियावर रामचंद्र की. So Tulsidas ji in the Ramcharitamanas, in the words of Vibhishana, as he stood before the parliament and he pays reverence to his brother Ravana. And he thanks him for the opportunity to allow his voice to be heard. And what he says, Hey Tat, O brother, Hey Tat, Ram nahi nar bhupala. Bhagwan Ram is not an ordinary individual. He said what? Ram nahi nar bhupala. He is not an ordinary king of this universe. He says, Bhuvaneshwara. He is the Ishwara of the Bhuvan, of the entire universe. He is Kalahu Kar Kala. He is death to death himself. These are the words of Vibhishana, the youngest of the brothers, saying to Ravana, the king. In spite of saying all of that, Ravana, as usual, allows his anger to overpower the scenario. So in parliament, before he could complete his statement, Ravana interjects. But he's adamant, Vibhishana. He says, allow me to complete my contribution. Brahma Anamaya Aja Bhagavanta. He is Brahman himself. That one who is Aja, unborn. He is Bhagavanta, the supreme being. He is Vyapaka, the all-pervading one. He is Ajita, unconquerable. He is Anadi, without beginning. Ananta, without an end. These are the words of the youngest brother to Ravana, the elder brother, the king. Now, understand it. Vibhishana pays respect to the king. Although the king is his brother, he pays respects to the king. And that's protocol. And with all decency, with all humility, he bows before the king. Even though the king is evil, even though the king is a Rakshasa, he pays his respect to the king. I remember very clearly, when we were living in Bharat Desh in India, we were together with Gurudeva, Pujaniya Swami Chinmayananda ji. And one day, an elderly saint, a sannyasi, came to the ashram. He was much older than Pujaniya Gurudev. And Gurudev offered his respects and bowed to him. And then we questioned Gurudev. But Gurudev, how is it that you as a great master, the great sannyasin, how is it you prostrated before another sannyasin? And he said, the Gerva Vastra, the orange clothing, gives me the opportunity to bow to another individual, even if the individual is younger in age. That whole concept of sannyasin, of renunciation, that gave me the opportunity to what? Become humble in life. In spite of who I am, the Gerva Vastra, the orange, the sannyasi robe, that gave me the opportunity. The mere fact, even if a criminal wears the sannyasi ranga, at that moment, I do not prostrate to the criminal, but I prostrate to the clothing that is worn by a criminal. Look at the tradition. With all humility. So we are looking at Ravana, Kama, Krodha, Mada, Lobha, Moha, Matsarya. So we have seen Kama, how lustful Ravana was. Krodha, anger. And if he does not get what he wants or what he desires, that desire, that Kama desire, is transformed into anger. Chapter 2, verse 62 and 63 of the Gita. And when we are overpowered by anger, we cannot think clearly or think rationally. We cannot make a right decision. All because we are influenced by anger. Kama, Krodha, Mada. When an individual thinks he is the king amongst all individuals, when you compare yourself with two others or with others, I am better than you are better than I am, this one is better than that one is a better orator. Individuals compare. That's the ego at play. That's the ego at play. That sense of mother intoxication, that sense of vanity, that sense of inferiority complex. All these so far we are seeing will pull us down into the gateways of the gutters of life. Our own self-demise, self-destruction. A younger brother is telling his elder brother, but because of Kama, Krodha, Mada, Lobha, greed, he wants to take everything that belongs to others. You know, when we are doing puja, the Yajman or the Shrota, they ask you for a puja list. And you give them the list. Clothing and all these things, jewelry. Now, let's be practical. How much dhoti can you wear at one time? Only one. Only one you can wear. How many sari can you wear at one time? Only one. Of course, you have individuals who look fat like this, do so many different layers of clothing. So when you go to puja and they give you these things, you can give it back to them also. Why? You have enough. I can't wear more than one at one point in time. So the whole idea is to, not like Ravana, Lobha, the greed. In the bhajan, Kama, Krodha, Mada, Lobham, mitado. Give up, remove, destroy, abandon what? All these enemies from within. As the bhajan goes. कब लोगे हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली
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 कलयुग एक पल पीछा न छोड़े
पीछा न छोड़े राम पीछा न छोड़े
कलयुग एक पल पीछा न छोड़े
पीछा न छोड़े राम पीछा न छोड़े
पग पग पाप की गठरिया हो बजरंग बली
बोलो कब लोगे हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली
कब लोगे हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली
कब लोगे हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली
काम क्रोध मद लोभ मिटा दो
लोभ क्रोध मद लोभ मिटा दो
काम क्रोध क्रोध मद लोभ मिटा दो,
काम क्रोध मद लोभ मिटा दो,
लोभ मिटा दो मद लोभ मिटा दो,
लोभ मिटा दो मद लोभ मिटा दो,
मोह माया की बजरिया हो बजरंग बली,
बोलो कमलों की हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली,
कब लोगे हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली,
कमलों की हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली,
राम नाम धन कर लू कमाई,
कमाई राम कर लो कमाई,
राम नाम धन कर लू कमाई,
कर लो कमाई राम कर लो कमाई,
भर दो मन की तिजोरिया हो बजरंग बली,
ओ बोलो कमलों की हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली,
कब लोगे हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली,
ओ बोलो कमलों की हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली,
कलयुग एक पल पीछा न छोड़े,
पीछा न छोड़े राम पीछा न छोड़े,
कवि दिनेश तोरे चरण परत है,
चरण परत है चरण परत है,
पहुँचना राम की नगरिया हो बजरंग बली,
ओ बोलो कमलों की हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली,
कब लोगे हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली,
ओ बोलो कमलों की हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली, 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 कमलों की हमरी खबरिया हो बजरंग बली,
ओ बजरंग बली, ओ बजरंग बली, ओ बजरंग बली। बोलो पवन सुत हनुमान की। काम क्रोध मद लोभ मिटा दो. The same scenario we are seeing here in the Ramcharitramanas. The author is saying we should mitado, remove. We should get rid of. We should abandon. We should drop what? Kam, krodha, mad, lobha, mita. Lobha, moha, matsarya. Moha, delusion. When you cannot think clearly, when you are under the influence of anger, when you are under the influence of any of intoxication, one cannot think clearly. That is Ravana. And that Ravana is known on the outside. That Ravana is the characteristic within the human personality. There are two forces in life, the positive and negative. And these two forces are constantly in battle against each other. The good and the bad, the right and the wrong, the positive and negative. That is what the Gita, the Mahabharata is about. The Kauravas are the negative forces. The Pandavas are the positive forces. And there is constant battle between these two. It's an inner battle. But an individual like Ravana, like you and I, who are overpowered by all these things in life, and we allow these 6 enemies, we give them life. When we allow these to overpower us, self-destruction like Ravana. And when he cannot get what he wants, when he went into the Ashok Vatika, he proposed to Sita Devi. She refused. He sent jewelry and all type of expensive clothing. She refused. He tried all possibility to win her attention and her love. She refused. He even threatened her. If you don't give in to me, within 1 month time, I'll sever your head. So the person you desire, you're willing to kill right now. That is Ravana. That's how dangerous Ravana is. Even though Ravana is a great bhakta of Bhagavan Shiva, who composed the Shiva Tandava Stotram. But when he allowed the ego to get the better part of him, he has now become the Rakshasa, has become more prevalent in him. The devotion has subsided. And the ego, the arrogance, the greed, the anger, the hypocrisy, they all begin to flourish. And this is where you and I, like Vibhishana, in spite of living in Lanka, when Vibhishana was asked, how is it you dwell in Lanka? And he said, I am like the tongue dwelling between the teeth in the mouth. One mistake and the teeth will bite the tongue. One mistake. Even though Ravana, his brother, the king, he will not even spare him also. And we'll see later on what happened. Even his own brother, the king, Ravana, kicks him out of the kingdom. He is fired from the parliament. His own brother. For what? Giving him the best advice. So is it the advice is wrong or the king is wrong? The best advice given by the younger brother, which is the noble path. But Ravana, no matter how much good advice is given to him, even his wife Mandodari pleaded with him, he did not pay attention. And she told him that if you refuse to listen, your demise is soon. Your demise is soon. Seeing all these 6 enemies, kama, lust or desires, krodha, anger, mada, intoxication, infatuation, vanity, lobha, greed, moha, delusion, matsarya, jealousy. Jealousy. What is there to be jealous about? You are jealous of your own children. You are jealous of your own brothers and sisters. You are jealous of your neighbors. You are jealous of this one and that one. And then nothing is wrong with the other person, your pressure is going up. Think about it. And the more you advise Ravana, the more he does not pay attention to anyone. Because what? The ego is more powerful than any ability to listen to good advice. Even when Hanumanji gave the right advice to Ravana, Ravana insulted him and said, you are playing Guru now? And he called all his Rakshasas to light his tail afire. What happened? Ravana caused the destruction of Lanka to be burned down. Not Hanuman burnt it down here. Ravana ordered his tail to be lit afire. And what happened? All of Lanka got burned down. So, all because of the arrogance, the ego, the greed, the intoxication, infatuation, the vanity, all because of one individual, Ravana, did not pay attention to any part of Dharma itself. And when those who stood for Dharma, Vibhishana, Mandodari, Hanuman, when they stood on the side of Dharma, Adharma kicked them out. And when that happens, self-destruction, the individual, because the enemies within will destroy the individual. You cannot rest peacefully. You cannot eat properly. You are always restless. All because Ravana, his conscience is guilty, but he refuses to admit it. And this is where Hanumanji, Vibhishana, says in the next chaupai, it's a prayer, it's a petition, it's a plea to Ravana by the younger brother, Vibhishana. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
शरण गए प्रभु ताहि न त्यागा विश्वद्रोह कृत अघ जहि भागा श्री राम जय राम
जय जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा
शरण गए प्रभु ताहु न त्यागा विश्वद्रोह कृत अघ जहि लागा श्री राम जय राम
जय जय रामा श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा
जासु नाम त्रय स्थापन सावन सोई प्रभु प्रगट समुझ जिय रावण श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा 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 यावर रामचंद्र की जय. So the advice to Ravana is to return Sita Maya by Dehi, this daughter of Janaka, to return her to Prabhu Ramchandraji. But Ravana did not want to listen. And this is where, because of the advice, he was kicked out by Ravana. He was kicked out by Ravana. And Vibhishana was a bhakta, a devotee of Prabhu Ramchandraji. Hanumanji, a bhakta of Prabhu Ramchandraji. Even Lankini got the opportunity to meet with Hanumanji. That one meeting was satsang. Her whole life got transformed. And the moment Ravana insulted a devotee of Bhagwan Ram, his demise is inevitable. He ridiculed Hanumanji. He insulted his brother Vibhishana. Even his wife also. And then the ultimate demise of Ravana came. All because of the ego was so powerful within man. And this is why last night I also mentioned about the ego. And tonight also I'm highlighting the same scenario. Today you are healthy and happy, and you allow your false pride and ego to get a better part of you and I. Bhaja Govindam says, Harati nimeshat kalah sarvam. In one moment, time snatches away everything. In one moment. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate. Take no pride in the youth that you possess. Take no pride in the wealth that you possess. Take no pride in the beauty that you possess. Why? Harati nimeshat kalah sarvam, because time snatches away everything in a moment. In a moment. Today you are healthy. You are so happy and healthy. Tomorrow you get a message. You have cancer. You have AIDS. You have high blood pressure. You have heart disease. You have this. You have that. And in one moment, everything disappears. All the joys gone completely. You're only given a few weeks, a few months to live. And instead of enjoying the last few months, you're worried about dying. Can you die in peace, worrying about dying? Think about it. This is where drop the ego. Sharana gaye Prabhu. Vibhishana, Sharana gaye Prabhu. He has gone to take refuge at the feet of Bhagwan. Na tyaga, he has not renounced me. Vishwa, one who has Vishwasa is one, or Vishwa means the entire universe. Vishwa Droha, he will become the greatest enemy of the entire universe if you go against him. Once you stand for adharma, you become the biggest enemy of Prabhu Ramchandra, Droha. Even though he is advised, Ravana is advised to surrender to Prabhu Ram. No matter what you do, he's self-opinionated. He does not want to make himself look small or belittled. Why should I return Sita Devi to Sri Ram? Why should I do that? And this is where the ego is at play. You think that you are greater than Bhagwan Ram. Ravana we are talking about. You think that you are greater than Bhagwan Ram. You refuse to surrender. Then the only course of action was what? Literal battle. To destroy adharma, Ravana. Even though he is a great bhakta of Bhagwan Shiva, there is no doubt about it. But he allowed his ego to get the better part of him. Both were scholars. Bhagwan Ram and Ravana. They were both scholars. They were both well educated. Bhagwan Ram remained humble. Ravana became egocentric. Because the position he occupied, the status he occupied, the wealth he possessed, the command over the society, all this will disappear in a moment. How many leaders in the world we have seen, and their own people kill them? How many leaders? Because they were so egocentric. History has repeated itself in various parts of the world to show how leaders here means even leaders in the home, the mother and father, even leaders in the society, be it religious leaders, be it political leaders, be it any leader in society. History repeats itself over and over. Mankind seem not to learn from what? That's why it says, Kab loge hamri khabariya ho. When will we take the message? Kab loge hamri khabariya. This khabariya, this message. Kab loge, when will we take it? Kam krodh mad lobh mitado. When will we remove it? Drop it. Give it up. Renounce it. It's like every individual, let me see how many of you in the audience here loves chow. Mango, salt, garlic, pepper, bandhania, black pepper. What again? Lime juice. You put it in the sun to soak for a little while too. And you eat it, but you would not give it up. It is so painful. 3 places is painful. entry point, resting point, exit point. But you will not give it up. Isn't that so? It burns you. Pepper is so hot. And when you finish, you go on like a dog. You dribble outside. That chow was tasty. But it was so painful. Human beings, Ravana was no different. Ravana was no different. At the end of the day, Ravana did not get what he wanted, Sita Devi. He did not pay attention to Vibhishana, to Hanuman, to Mandodari, and all a whole set of others. And but night, and it says, those who don't listen will feel. He felt the death blow. You and I, it's never too late. Not because I'm the father in the home, I'm always right. But because I'm the father, I won't apologize to my son. Why? It shows how small I am. That's the ego at play. If you are wrong, admit to your son, to your daughter, I admit I made a mistake, sorry. What will it take for you? It takes a mature individual to admit their shortcomings and mistakes and apologize. It takes a mature individual. It takes an immature individual never to apologize, never to admit. And many times, let me see how many of your children here, your children are your teachers. Raise your hands. My children are my teachers. I don't know something in the phone, they teach me. How many of us, our children are our teachers, but we don't show them the respect that they deserve? Never allow the ego to get the better part of you. It says, वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना राम राम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे
वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना राम राम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे
वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना राम राम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे
वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना राम राम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की
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 वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना राम राम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे
वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना राम राम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे
वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना राम राम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे
वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना राम राम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो रे
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की
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 वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना राम राम रसियो रे प्रभु मन बसियो
वीर हनुमाना अति बलवाना, राम राम रसियो रे, प्रभु मन बसियो रे,
प्रभु मन बसियो रे,
प्रभु मन बसियो रे,
प्रभु मन बसियो रे,
प्रभु मन बसियो रे,
प्रभु मन बसियो रे. O Prabhu, dwell within my mind. Basiyo means to dwell, to reside. Dwell within my mind. When Prabhuji dwells within our mind, there is no space for ego. This is why Shabri was always engaged in what? In devotion to Sri Ram. Ram, Ram, Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram. Always reciting the name of Sri Ram. There was no other space for any other thing in life. And this is where you and I, by joining together in Hanuman Chalisa, will be able to fill our hearts, to fill our minds with devotion towards the divine. And when our minds are filled with devotion towards the divine, there is no space for jealousy. There is no space for hatred. There is no space for lust. There is no space for anger. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama,
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukar Sudhari, Barnau Raghubar Vimal Yash जोदायक फलचारी, बुद्धिहीन तन जान के सुमिरो पवन कुमार, बल बुद्धि विद्या देव मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार.
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम.
जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर,
जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर,
राम दूत तुलित बल धामा,
अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा,
महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी,
कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी,
कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा,
कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा.
श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम,
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम.
हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे,
कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे,
शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन,
तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन,
विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर,
राम काज करिबे को आतुर,
प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया,
राम लखन सीता मन बसिया.
श्री राम जय राम,
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम.
सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंह दिखावा,
विविध रूप धरि लंक जरावा,
भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे,
रामचंद्र के काज सवारे,
लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए,
श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए,
रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई,
तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई.
श्री राम जय राम,
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम.
सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे,
अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे,
सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा,
नारद शारद सहित अहीसा,
यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते,
कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते,
उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा,
राम मिलाए राजपर दीन्हा.
श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम,
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम.
तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना,
लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना,
युग सहज जो जन पर भानु,
लीलो ताहि मधुर पर जानु,
प्रभु मुद्रिका मेल मुख माही,
जल दिलांग गए अचरज नाही,
दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते,
सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे
होत ना क्या बिन पैसारे
सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा
तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना
आपन तेज समारो आपे
तीनों लोक हाथ के कापे
भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे
महावीर जब नाम सुनावे
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
नाशय रोग हरै सब पीड़ा
जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा
संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे
मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे
सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा
फिर के काज सकल तुम साजा
और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे
सोई अमित जीवन बल पावे
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा
है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा
साधु संत के तुम रखवारे
असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे
अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता
असवर धीर जानकी माता
राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा
सदा रहो रघुपति के राजा
श्री राम जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे
जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे
अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाए
जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाए
और देवता चिंतन धरे
हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करे
संकट कटे मिटे सब पीड़ा
जो सुनिए हनुमत बलवीरा
श्री राम जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई
कृपा करहु गुरुदेव न्याय
जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई
जो दई बंदी महासुख होई
जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा
होई सिद्धि साधी गौरी सा
तुलसीदास सदा हरि तेरा
की जय नाथ हृदय महादेरा
श्री राम जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
पवन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसंतुर भूप श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय 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 जय राम बोलो पवन सुत हनुमान की। With this, my friends, we have come to the end of our session this evening. Once again, we'd like to thank you all very much for joining. Could you all kindly stand for Aarti? The waving of the light as we perform Aarti to Shri Hanuman Ji. An expression of our gratitude and love and devotion deep within our hearts to all that has been accomplished and achieved by us. A complete self-surrender to the divine. आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की
जाके बल से गिरिवर कांपे रोग दोष जाके निकट न छापे अंजनी पुत्र महाबलदाई
शरण रघुनाथ कला की।
देवीरा रघुनाथ पठाए, लंका जारी सियास दिलाए। लंका सुकोट समुद्र से खाई, सात पवन बार न लाई।
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की।
लंका जारी असुर संहारे, सिया राम जी के काज सवारे। लक्ष्मण मूर्छित पड़े सकारे, आनी सजीवन प्राण उबारे।
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की।
बैठी पाताल तोरी चमकारे, अहि रावण की भुजा उखारे। पाए भुजा असुर दल मारे, दाहिने भुजा संत जन तारे।
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की।
सुर नर मुनि आरती उतारे, जय 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 हनुमान उचारे। कंचन थार कपूर लाओ छाई, आरती करत अंजना माई।
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की।
जो हनुमान जी की आरती गावे, बसी बैकुंठ परम पद पावे। लंका विध्वंस कीन रघुराई, तुलसीदास प्रभु की रति गाए।
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की।
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की।
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की।
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की।
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की।
Surrender one's life at the altar of divinity. Be in harmony with the universe and enjoy the beauty of existence. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। बोले श्री गणेश भगवान की, सियावर रामचंद्र की, पार्वती मैया की, शिव शंकर भगवान की, कृष्ण भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की। जय जय. अपने आसन पर बैठ जाइए. Please be seated. Once again, friends, we'd like to thank you all very much for joining this evening at our second night of our 29th Hanumaan Jayanti festival. And to all the musicians, to all the singers, and to all you lovely devotees who have come from local and foreign, we'd like to thank you all very much. And there's one person in the audience for this Hanumaan Chalisa chanting. Wherever we were going, he was going with us right through. And he will take his camera and videotape everything, put it live sometimes, and he would never take a cent. Harish, we'd like to thank you very much for your services. And may you continue on the same path and do what you have to do for Dharma. Thank you very much, Harish. His name is Harshan Mani Bhaskara. There's only one person in the country by that name, that one family. Really interested in Bhaskara, So we'd like to thank you very much once again. And to all you lovely devotees, please partake of the Arati and the meals provided for everyone. Two things are there. The meals are packaged already, that's one. And there are some people, sometimes they sit back and eat something from it, and then they go. If you have to put any garbage, there are two bins at the back. One is for recycling, only plastic bottles, and the second one is for garbage, the rest of garbage. And normally over the years, we would have a sponsorship for Hanumaan Chalisa. This year I didn't plan to ask anyone for any Chalisa sponsors. But last night somebody came and gave me some donation. That is for a Chalisa sponsor. So now people have been asking, they want to sponsor a Chalisa. I will not deprive you the opportunity of sponsoring a Chalisa, but I'm not demanding anything from you at the same time. If you would like to make a contribution towards the Yajna and sponsor a Chalisa, it's a donation, it's a contribution of $108 for sponsoring a Chalisa. On Saturday, we are doing the Hanumaan Chalisa 108 times, from 4 in the morning straight until 9 in the night, non-stop chanting of the Hanumaan Chalisa. Tomorrow night we continue again on the Sundarkand of the Ramcharitramanas, and Wednesday is the actual date for Hanumaan Jayanti, so feel free to dress up on Wednesday in red. We're going to paint the town red. Okay? Thursday back to uniform again, the students in the class, back to uniform, white and orange. Friday we give you a freedom to dress up for the Yajna. And then Saturday again, red for Hanumaan Jayanti. Okay? So please, the meals are prepared at the back and you have it there. Feel to partake of it. And as you go back home, reach home safely and see you again tomorrow night. Until then, Bolo Pavana Sutta Hanumaan ki! I didn't hear that loud enough. Bolo Pavana Sutta Hanumaan ki! Now you are weak.